Hello, my name is Anna. I'm a digital fantasy artist, and today I'm going to be talking about burnout, work life balance, and the feeling that you just can't stop or you're too guilty to rest. Happy New Year's again. We are in the month of my birthday, so I just think it's important to talk about this, especially in January, where everyone is so focused on the new year and the goals that what they want to do this year. And if you're not like that, you're probably feeling guilty because you don't have any goals and you feel like you should be doing something. But I feel like everyone is just so tired, like collectively tired. And I'm a digital artist, as you can see in the speed paint. And I feel like burning out is just part of the job at this point. So I think it's more important than ever to talk about this topic. And this is a Christmas illustration, so I'm sorry I didn't really finish it so early so that I could post it on December. So let's just ignore that and maybe just try to remember how was your Christmas and have this really good, cozy Christmas vibes that we should always try to have even when it's not Christmas, because Christmas for me just reminds you that you should rest, and I think we can't forget that. So if you have watched my last week's video, I made a video about locking in, and while I was making this video, something that I felt was that everyone is tired. Like, we are all tired. We don't want to lock in. We don't want to achieve any goals. We just want to rest. And like, the amount of rest that we're having is just not enough. So I just thought I should make this video because of that. If you haven't watched the video and you want something more like, let's achieve all your goals, you can watch it here. I'm just gonna leave it here. But yeah, I just literally spent a year creating my portfolio, and now I'm working on commissions as much as I can. And even though I've made goals for myself that I really want to reach, I feel like collectively and worldwide, we aren't really starting the year with some motivation or like will to live, please comment down below if I'm wrong. But I do think that in today's world perspective, it's really hard to be like super motivated. Like, politics are crazy, the world is literally burning down, everyone is sick, like mental health is just literally so bad, and we can't afford anything because everything is expensive. I feel like it's really hard to have any type of motivation in today's age. So it's just like, I just want to give up, or I just want to do the bare minimum so I can just be okay, And like, if everything is so hard, why would we even care about getting better in art, And I am a professional artist, so unfortunately I can't just lay down and like rest. And I feel like no one can do that because we still need to pay our bills. Like, it doesn't matter if climate change is ruining our lives and capitalism is ruining our lives. We still need money to live. That's just how it is. Like, I don't believe this is going to change, and we might like die and it's not going to change, So unfortunately, we do still need money to live. And if you are an artist or you want to be a professional artist, you're going to have to care about getting better in art. Doesn't matter what's happening around you. Like, you're going to have to care about it, And that's it. Like, if you have chosen art as your profession, we need to push through this and keep trying. Like, even when basic things are hard to do, we just need to keep going and try to balance rest and mental health and art as much as we can. So this video is basically making the same video that I did last week, but taking a more calm and less immediate approach. I just want this to feel relaxing. There is literally a Christmas speed paint there. Like, just feel hugged and understood if you are literally freaking out about not having achieved any of your professional goals, And yeah, you don't need to finish everything you want in a year. And it's totally fine if you feel like you haven't achieved any goals last year. Because sometimes we talk about what we have achieved last year and we just feel this immense like emptiness because we feel like we haven't achieved anything. But I just want to tell you, like, in today's age, if you are still like going, like waking up and trying your best, this is the biggest achievement ever, you know? Like, it's just so easy to just throw everything away and like just leave it, you know? Like, you don't need to be super successful in your career. You don't need to have a perfect family. You don't need to have a boyfriend. You don't need to be completely fine with your mental health. If you're getting out of bed every day or not giving up, that's already your biggest achievement, you know? Like, if you're here listening to this video about being kinder to yourself, this is it. Like, you don't need anything else. So yeah, before I get into it, I just want you to be less hard on yourself. And especially if you are trying to be a professional artist, art is really hard. And if your mind is not okay, you won't be able to do absolutely nothing that feels good or looks good, you know? For example, this week I almost broke up with the guy that I was seeing. If you guys want, I can make a story time video about this. But I literally almost broke up with him, and it literally got me depressed for a week. But I couldn't stop, you know? This is just how life is. If it's a guy, then it's politics. And if it's not politics, it's world hunger. And if it's not world hunger, it's your family member that is just being an awful person, you know? Like, life doesn't stop because this happens, but your mind is always affected by it. And especially in art, if your mind is not okay, you won't be able to make something that you like. So you need to be able to balance the rest and the care for yourself to be able to achieve your professional goals. And even if you have another job or another income and you don't depend on art or you're not even getting any money from art, and it just feels like a pipe dream, I still want to motivate you to continue, because even though art is hard, it is still is doing art and making art and expressing yourself. And art can really be a safe place for so many of us, and it can really improve your mental health. So even if it's not really getting you anywhere, it can still be a hobby or a source of relaxation for you, because even though it is my work, I still love it a lot. And sometimes it clears my mind. For example, if I'm painting, if I'm rendering or making things that are just more manual, like painting hair, I can just reflect about my life and think about it in a relaxing way. And this really helps, you know? It doesn't need to be such a huge pressure. And sometimes focusing less on getting better and just on expressing yourself in a creative way can bring you so much joy and happiness. And I just want to tell you to keep trying, and let's get through this together. And just talking a bit about burnout, I think it's a real fear in today's age, because even if you aren't really working on anything and you're trying to relax, we are just so used to so many informations all the time, and we're just always like exhausted, because most of the jobs right now, they kind of depend on social media as well. It's not only artists. Like, if you want to be a psychologist, most of the times you need to have a social media account as well, or like anything kind of depends on the online world. So you always go back to being on your phone and being on your computer, and I feel like we forget how draining this can be. Like, even if you're having fun watching TikToks, your brain is working because it's trying desperately to keep up with all the informations that you are like throwing at it, and you get exhausted without having done any work. So you need to be really careful when you're resting, because sometimes the way you rest is just not good, you know. It's not actual rest. If you're laying on your bed watching TikToks, you're actually exhausting your brains and your neurons, and you're not learning anything new. And I know it's a guilty pleasure, like I really love to do that as well, but like it's not rest, you know. And the worst part is that when you try to like read a book or even watch a movie, you kind of have a withdrawal like moment from your phone or your computer, because you just can't we just can't focus anymore in one thing. Like you can't just sit down and read a book anymore. You are always kind of like, oh my god, my phone, I need to check my phone. What if someone texted me? What if I'm missing out on something? Like it's just exhausting to live in today's age. And that's why I feel like burnout is so much more accelerated, because we're just constantly exhausted, and then we work on top of that and we get even more exhausted. So it's honestly just so hard. I have such a nice community on Threads of artists and people that I love to talk to. If you haven't joined the Threads, I swear it's actually really nice, depending on the people that you find there. And it's not just like a mock-up of Twitter. I actually really like Threads. But I have seen so many posts about how people just write down how they feel, and especially artists that are already working on the area and are professional, they just feel like they can't stop working. Like, even though burnout is so common and kind of like normalized in the artist community, I feel like not being able to stop is normalized as well. Like, it seems like everyone is unable to like take a breather or like don't not work for a weekend. I feel like as artists, we always feel like we need to be doing something or that our work is not enough. And it's just really sad, because you need to stop, you need to rest. You can't just feel guilty about resting. Like, it's important for your mind, for your body, for your wrist as an artist. So it's just like, guys, just stop and take one weekend off. Like, just take one weekend off. And I feel like most of the times this is because of the anxiety that commissions bring, and the pressure of creating a good work is just so big that it brings you to an adrenaline and you just want to finish the work. Like, when I have a commission due, even though I take around 21 days to finish it, I am like laying in bed and I'm like, oh my god, I still need to do that. Like, I still need to fix this. I still need to, like, I just get so anxious. And even though I have enough time to do it, I want to do it everything tomorrow, you know, I just want to get done with it. So it's really important that we just relax, know that we have time, and know that our work is only going to get better because we rested, you know. And another reason that I feel like artists just feel like they can't stop is the financial anxiety. And like, even though I talk a lot about becoming a professional full-time artist, and it's really something that I want to do, I understand that it's not really a stable job. Like, even if you have clients, you're always depending on someone to support you. It's not like, I don't know, a paying job where you have a 1-year contract, 2 years contract. Like, you're not really certain of anything. And being a freelancer is just, it gives you so much anxiety, and it's always like, will I make enough money this month? But unfortunately, I feel like how the world is, everything is uncertain at this point. Like, you can just get fired so easily in today's age. So I guess we're just collectively having financial anxiety and insecurity, you know. But I think that mostly artists will suffer from this, and I feel like we just need to like be okay with that feeling, and know that if we have savings and that our work is good and people are going to keep commissioning us, it's just really hard. But in general, I just think that we need to understand that if we overwork ourselves, we're going to get sick and we're going to be forced to stop. It's either going to be your back that's going to start hurting, or your wrist is just going to call it quits, or your health, like your mental health. Maybe you're too tired to create something that looks good. So you just need to rest, because you either rest or you're going to be forced to stop. And if you're not making enough money, then you need to find other solutions, because overworking yourself is not going to be your solution. Because if you're already struggling financially, imagine if you get sick. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, just trusting that you're not going to get sick and you're not going to break down is not a good solution. It's not a good safety net, So I just want you to understand this and not think that you're safe overworking yourself just because you haven't burned out yet. But yeah, in general, I just want you to really prioritize your mental health and learn how to rest. Even if, if you're going through financial struggles, find someone to help you or get another job. Try to take things slower and just take the weekends off. Take at least one day off and don't even look at your phone. Like, maybe just watch a movie, take a nap. I don't know. Try to do things that relax you. Find something that relaxes you. Maybe it's taking a walk in the park. Maybe seeing a friend that you like to talk. You don't need even to go out and parties and drink and get blacked out. That's not rest. It might be fun, but it's not rest. So just try to find a mental space where you're okay and where everything is fine, And I just believe that we're most creative when we are bored, so resting is actually going to make you work and improve faster. And learning to be alone with your thoughts and feel bored is just as important as being social. So just don't schedule a lot of things to make you busy on the weekends, Let yourself rest and see whatever you feel like doing at the time. Kind of set yourself free. And of course, stretch a lot and still work out. Make wrist stretches and all those things. But that's it. I know the world is tough, but at least we're doing this together. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!